Hey guys, it's Zach here, and I have my old env3 and my new octane. I got this a couple days ago, and I decided I was going to do a review because this phone right here is really rare, and this phone's old, and this is the phone I got before this one, and it took a long time to find the octane, so it's really, it's really rare. We got it at Radio Shack. Yeah, and it came with like a case. It's like for $1. Let me get this for you. Here's like the front part and the back. But here's the keyboard on the env3 is just like a normal keyboard on any phone, but on the octane. Hold on. The Octane's keyboard, the Octane's keyboard is a lot closer together. The buttons are right up next to each other, but the keys are a lot bigger than on the env3. So it's basically the same thing when texting, but the keys are a lot harder to push down. And I think in about another week or so, it might get easier like it is with the env3. But a noticeable difference about this phone is the keypad over here. This button right here sticks out, and the buttons are they're all flat, but they kind of stick up, sort of. It's hard to explain. You'll have to just see it when you get the phone. And then my env3 right here, the space bar is in the middle, and same with the octane. But as you'll see, like right here, the buttons. Oh, gotta find them. The buttons, they're all flat, which it doesn't really make a difference. It's just easier to text on. And I would show you the screen of my env3, but it's kind of broken. Me and Patrick are gonna smash it. Be looking forward to that video. Sorry, I got my camera upside down, so it's hard to figure out what I gotta do with what. Okay, so looking at the front screen, all this black area right here is front screen, and yeah, I stabbed it a couple times. But as you'll see, the keyboard right here on the octane and the keyboard on the env3 is a lot different because the octane is bigger, but it's bigger than the env3. Oh, which way did I go? It's bigger than the env3, but the keypad right here is a lot smaller. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but considering that you got the bottom parts of the phones right here, it is. And the screen, you probably won't be able to see that. As you'll see in the screen, it's a lot bigger than the env3, which doesn't make a difference, really. I don't think you'll be able to see what's on the screen. Yeah, focus. The octane, you won't be able to see it, but the quality on the octane is noticeably different than the env3, which it's not really a big deal, but it is pretty cool. Then on the back of the octane, I don't have my battery in here because I'm keeping it if I ever have it for my other env3 if I have to get it again. But the camera's 3.2 megapixels, and this is just 3 megapixels. The 0.2 is definitely not going to make a difference. And they both have the same, I'm pretty sure it's called shutter speed. So if I were to take a picture and I were sliding my phone in like to the left, if I was taking a picture and I want to take a picture of something, you're going to have to like make sure it's not moving because it'll take a second or two for it to register. And if it's something moving, you'll have to take the picture like a second beforehand so that you don't get just blurred. And the flashes on the env3 is bigger, but the one on the octane is brighter. And I would take this case off, but it's really hard to take off, so I'm not going to waste your time. And the phones are basically the same, other than the sides. Like the buttons are the same, but these are thinner and they pop out more. And let me move that forward for you. The octane is probably the same size, maybe a little bit bigger than env3, but sideways Here, I'll put it on top. Let me put this on top here. As you can see, the octane's bigger. I've got them lined up at the top, so you don't really need to see that. I mean, the env3's bigger, but if you put them sideways, the octane's bigger. But what I like about the octane is that it's got round sides instead of like corners, like the env3 has. Let me just put this out. It's really wet. I had it in my sink. I was gonna dye it so it looked like blood was coming out of it when we destroyed it, just as a joke. But the octane's buttons are a lot harder to push, which I really like, and I like how it's rounded, so it's a lot easier to put in your pocket. And I guess that means it's gonna slide out more. Oh, let me open up everything. I guess that means it's gonna slide out of your pocket more, but I don't really think it's gonna make a difference. But I'm not gonna test it with the octane because I have to have it for 2 years. I've only had it for a couple days now. But the env3 was a really reliable phone. I mean, again, I'm not going to test it with the octane, so I'm not going to say which one's better because I don't know. But when I would go dirt biking, I've dropped it in mud a couple times. And I dropped it, and I've had people run over it with their dirt bikes when we were racing, just as a joke. And it would fall out of my pocket while I was doing a wheelie to the finish line. It was either Alex or Wyatt who ran it over, which I didn't really care, but the screen just exploded. I'll go get that for you in a second. Hold on. One of the noticeable differences on the octane, you've got your speaker right here where you put it in your headphones, your micro USB, and your charger all on the same side. Then the env3, you got your speakers up top, your micro USB, you got your charger on the bottom, which is just, it's nothing really important, but let me go get the screen. I'll be right back. As you can see, put this right here, the screen on the env3 is a lot smaller. See, that's what the env3 screen looks like, and that's the octane screen. You probably won't be able to see it, but it's a lot bigger. And so you can, I don't think the camera will focus. You can see all those scratches on there and that hole right there. That was all done over a couple-week period, and it worked pretty much perfectly until I stabbed it. What is that? Okay. What else was I going to tell you about? Something about calling. Oh, yeah. When you're talking to somebody on the phone with the octane, let me see if I can get, never mind. Well, somebody calls you on the octane, it says the number, like, across the top or at the bottom, I can't remember. It has a picture of the octane, then at the top, it says calling from New York City, New York, or like wherever the person's calling, it shows where they're calling from, which I thought was pretty cool. I know a lot of AT&T phones do that, but this is the first Verizon, well, other than like, I'm pretty sure the iPhone does that, I'm not really sure. But it, I think that's a pretty cool feature, so if somebody's prank calling you, and I'm pretty sure if they're prank calling you, you can see it too. But yeah, just one last overall look at the octane. Everything's round. I do like it a lot, but the env3 is a little slimmer. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.